from whoever you want to call it, to allow you that space to grow what you call your own.
All right.
Can a generation speak?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
In generation
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
Are you trying to speak, or are you asking for somebody from Generation X?
No, he's early X.
So anyway, I just was going to say, like, this is good, and from talking to these guys, because a lot of these guys I'm in contact with quite often, and they, I hear them talk, and so I think one of the things we do have leadership here in the room is that I see us, especially here in South Florida, we're like in the ivory towers. And it's like we're afraid. I listened to some of the stuff that was going on back in the old days. I'm kind of like in between that. I'm in that generation right after the leadership, but I guess we thought we arrived, and that was put on us, so we thought everything was cool. And then I had kids, and then we figured out, no, it ain't cool. Everything is still messed up. Actually, as bad as it was back in the '70s. But my kid, they're just all mixed up. So what I'm saying is that from what I hear from them is that we need to be relevant. We're not relevant. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting out into Liberty City and reaching out and getting into the mixing things and getting our hands dirty. Now, from what I hear, that used to be done, but something happened, and I don't know what. I guess my group dropped the ball, so I can blame myself and this Generation X. But I think that's what I feel from them. 'Cause a lot of them, in order to get that fix, right? They go out to other groups that are not Muslim groups, and then that is a whole other thing under there with the whole homosexuality thing and this and that. But they're going because they have a passion to be active and they want to help as their commanders do in the Quran.
So I really want us to spend this last 5 minutes on additional solutions that we feel like we can implement here. Since this is where we are, so here's solutions that you feel like would help to mitigate, develop, or solve any of those problems that you guys have already mentioned. Whether it be the love, it be the leadership. Give us some solutions that we can take, that we can present. At the Masjid, yeah, that you can present in this community that you're in.
Sorry, I think relevancy is probably the easiest thing to.
So what does that look like?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, we're in a majority black neighborhood with a majority black people who come here. Why are we not talking about black issues?
Be specific. What black issues would you want us to address?
Police brutality, mass incarceration, systematic oppression, things like that. When black people are being killed on the streets and we see it, and then the khutbahs are the definitions of sort of the Fatiha, we're not connecting.
At Juma, on
Juma.
weekends, what?
Oh, for me specifically, like khutbahs.
Good bus?
Yeah, for sure. Because that's when you get the largest amount of people in one room at one time.
Yeah. Anybody else? Keel, is that your hand up? You just stretched.
Yeah, that's my hand. I would like to see more moves to figure out what the needs and the things that affect this community. That's what we need to do. Of course, police brutality, mass incarceration, all that stuff is great when it comes to black people, but that's a massive general thing that just affects black people all across the country. When it comes to here in Liberty City, I'm pretty sure there are specific ailments that this community deals with we gotta figure out how to fix or how to attempt to fix. It could be something as simple as getting more libraries. It could be building community gardens. It could be whatever that may be. But we gotta figure out what that is. And I feel like one of the main hindrances to doing that is getting more people like us in this community to help get that word across. I'm not trying to call old people old, but y'all don't have the time to do that anymore. So y'all don't have the energy to do that anymore. But we got to get more support from people like us here to do so. And that's always been on my mind, but the question is, how do we do that?
Oh, that was my question to you.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, because if you think about it, that is or has, so we've been here for a minute, right? And you've seen the ebbs and flow of my group, my peers come and go. And the Masjid sits in the city, the Masjid sits in the predominantly black community, but the Masjid also is reeling from the same thing the predominantly black community is reeling from, and that's black life. And so you end up with, okay, you got to figure out to be attractive. So I think some things you guys mentioned earlier is one way to be attractive, right? To replace the folks who say, it's okay, that's not, like, our initial question, that resonated with my peer group growing up. They're not here. Because saw that question put out that disconnect, resonate with them, and it's okay, fine. So they're going to figure out, what do you do to recruit more, right? Sort of raising your own, right? That's a whole generational cycle. And that takes a long time. Then the next question is, okay, you do that, and then providing that space for that new voice to do those things, and then connecting that voice with the proper resources to be impactful, else you're going to get frustrated. I will say that I think that there are resource opportunities to make some of that happen. It's a matter of presence and voice.
So, all right, how much time do I have? Because I was told that
Right.
Huh?
You got a minute.
All right, Dr. Nasser saying we can keep going, so go ahead.
One of the things I think we could would love to see, and one of the things I would love to see in this community is community activities that can keep retention. We have what Wali was talking about, the flight. One of the areas that I'm mostly interested in is building a network of professionals. We tend to have a gap in this community that when individuals have reached a certain level of professionalism, there aren't many like minds in the community that they can collaborate with or activities they can be involved with, and so they seek elsewhere to live or to go. I mean, it's not just a religious issue here, because I know South Florida has this issue as a whole, but it would be great if we can build our in-house professional group. And, you know,
I like where that sounds, actually, that idea, it really sounds like, so, we were able to, like, so that professional development or networking, so we do from like the generation above me, and then even a little more above that, we have a lot of professionals that have different contacts and things like that, and with a lot of knowledge. So one like practical thing that I think would actually like be like really good that we can bring in. So we have a lot of kids like my age, you know, we're looking for some that are in college or late high school or things like that. So, you know, we're filling out college applications, we're filling out job applications and things like that. So if the message was, you know, maybe we have something to where, you know, we get, yeah, exactly, mentorships, you know, help out building resumes and things like that. A lot of our professionals here, if you know somebody that, you know, you can get post internships, you know, job opportunities and things like that. Whether we just have like a board right here in the Masjid that just says, okay, job opportunities, this is hiring, this is hiring, this is hiring, or there's an internship there. You know, things like that, that can like bring a lot of, I feel like that would interest people because, you know, a lot of kids our age, you know, we're trying to get independent. So, you know, we want to make our own little pocket money. So what better way to bring us in than to give us the ways to do that?
Just real So Aisha Woodson is online,
Yeah.
and she's doing a live stream, and she has a comment. I'll just read it out loud, verbatim. I think there's a disconnect with not meeting with other masters in the community, especially with Masjid Al-Ansar. Meaning Al-Ansar is kind of isolated. We cannot build as a community if we're not willing to extend our hand to other Muslim communities. Is her comment. I just want to share that.
All right.
Yeah.
They're worse than we are, so.
Well, yeah, like,
I know, but I know different people have different experiences, but I wanted the group to hear her comment. So we'll keep moving.
I mean, in actuality, in response to that, when you look at, they have the same, they have a lot more people going to the Masjid, but they're having the same issues in terms of their youth aren't in the Masjid either. And I wanted to, in terms of the response to the issue of the flight. I mean, because we've had this discussion in our meetings. I'm like, what? You outside of the Salahuddins, who are they? Because everybody's gone. So it was something that Bilal and I were discussing. We were talking about, and coming to this weekend and everything. And it struck me is that what we have to do and what our parents did is we have to reach back into the community. And we have to start working with people to encourage them to come to Islam. That's where we're going to get people from. Because the Muslim youth are gone from here. They've moved on to other states. You moved, she's moved, Megan's moved. Everybody's gone. You gotta go. So we have to bring in the Muslims, and that's what our parents did. That's what built the community. It wasn't a bunch of homegrown Muslims that are already here. It was people that you have to bring in. We're gonna have to work with the community, and that includes being relevant and all of that to bring people to Islam, because Islam is relevant, and we have to let people know that that's what it is.
When we're talking about like solutions, I think one, being present. I think the more that you come around, like sometimes just showing up and consistently showing up, you'll start to see what issues need to be addressed, and then people start addressing them. The Masjid has always had, I think, good programming, like the camp and certain things. So whoever is committed, right, MSA and MAYC here, but whoever is committed, being consistent, because the numbers gonna go up and down. I've been MSA president. 1 year we had 5 people, then the next year we'll have 20, then we'll have 25, and the numbers will grow and drop off and grow and drop off. But whoever is committed, being consistent, good advertising and promotion of like what is going on, because all of us who are not here, we here now. Like, I'll come if you tell me in advance that this is happening. Like, we'll take a flight, we'll come. We're invested in the community in a certain way. And I told my dad that, I was like, well, I know Aiza and some other people, they're like, oh, they bringing Talim back? I would have came if I would have known. Like, so there are people that would engage, but we just got to let them know. So being consistent with programming and just pushing out what we're doing. And I think cross-generational training, because I'm not with that, oh, they old, so they're irrelevant. Like, I don't like that, because I think, first of all, old people have more time than I got. Like, honestly, realistically. So I was saying, like, they're retired. Right, my dad retired. So I was telling him, like, I could train you on Facebook or how to do this and post on the internet or technology. I know you know Facebook, but I'm just saying, like, there are certain things that if me having a knowledge of technology or whatever the case may be, you have the time that I don't have now that you're retired. And Brother Muxin gave me my first internship, so it's cross-generational training that needs to happen. In the community, I think. So we need to do some of yeah. Yeah, Brother Kali gave her first internship. So I mean, and then older people have disposable income sometimes that younger people may not have. So I mean, we could benefit. Everybody has their role to play. And so I think we need to like acknowledge and respect that, and people need to feel respected in those spaces. Like, I do have something to contribute, and then also bringing them in. Like, even at my Masjid in Philadelphia, I got them. I'm the youngest person that was involved, but they just they gave me a role, they gave me responsibility, and I was like, well, I ain't got no choice. Like, I started coming around and they were like, oh, I want you to do this. And then you feel like I have to, I'm committed to something. So, you know, yeah, right, so.
Once you invest in something, you feel more obligation to do it.
Right. So kind of stand on people without like pressing them or annoying them, but making them feel like you have a part to play in this space.
All right. I want to take a quick step back for a second since we have a little bit more time. I heard a lot initially, and we're getting some really good responses on what we can do. But there were a lot of comments about leadership, and